Nintendo stocks may be going down, but Nintendo Switch sales have over doubled according to GameStop after E3 2018. Xbox One 2, or whatever the hell it's going to be called, is being made with Japanese developers in mind, but I'm kind of curious as to why. And it looks like the Nintendo Switch is getting a third-party VR accessory unit, and I think it looks pretty stupid. All that and much more in the July 6th Friday edition of RGT News. Let's go!
RGT News coming at you right now. Woo! RGT 85 coming to you with the freshest video game news. Now take it away.
Alright, so kicking things off, you may remember the Maker series of games that include games like RPG Maker and Fighter Maker. I remember getting Fighter Maker way back in the day on the PlayStation 1, thinking I was going to make this awesome fighting game, and all I ended up doing was making a kick that just went around in a giant circle, and I got very bored with the game. But the RPG Maker series has been going on pretty consistently, and a new RPG Maker called RPG Maker MV has been officially announced as coming to the PS4, the Xbox One, and the Nintendo Switch in 2019. Features include the ability to, if you can dream it, you can make it. Game development made easy. Say goodbye to complicated coding. This software provides ease of navigation and development with straightforward world and character creation, overworld customization, and more. Make, upload, and play. Enjoy games made by fellow gamers with RPG MV Player. Free to download and play even without RPG Maker MV game. So that's actually pretty cool, honestly, that you'll be able to download people's creations that they make in RPG Maker MV without actually having to own the game. So it's pretty much a way to get a whole bunch of homebrew, custom-made RPGs for free. So that's actually pretty interesting to me. I think that's a really interesting feature that will be, I'll definitely want to see it in practice though, you know, how this service will be able to work. But all in all, I think RPG Maker MV sounds pretty cool. They did release a little teaser trailer for the game. It doesn't really show much in terms of gameplay mechanics, but I do enjoy things like this. Games like Mario Maker, RPG Maker, I'm not really good at making my own games, but I do enjoy playing other people's levels and other people's creations because people can be pretty creative. Resident Evil 2 is a game that I am really looking forward to playing come next January, but is it a straight-up remake of the original game with better graphics? According to Capcom brand manager Mike Lund, no, that is not the case. It won't be a faithful one-to-one. As far as fans, some people played it once and some people played it 1,000 times because it's their favorite game. For the people that have even played it 1,000 times, we wanted it to feel fresh. That's why we don't call it Resident Evil 2 Remake. It is a new game built on top of the foundation. So to me, this definitely sounds like what we saw with Resident Evil on the Nintendo GameCube, that original remake, remaster, reimagining, if you will, of Resident Evil. That game was completely different in terms of where item locations were, additional characters, additional boss battles like Lisa Trevor, and of course, just the overall aesthetic of the game was definitely more refined than the original PlayStation 1 game. It looks like that's what they're doing with Resident Evil 2, and I think that's a really smart decision. I've played Resident Evil 2 a ton of times, finished all the different scenarios, so I'm really looking forward to seeing what Capcom has in store for this version of the game. I think it's going to be absolutely fantastic, and I'm glad it's not just a one-to-one remake with better graphics. I'm glad they're including new mechanics and new things into the game as well. So we've talked about Nintendo Switch hacks on the channel before. A lot of people are starting to get custom emulators running on the system. You can even run pirated games on the system now as well. It's getting pretty crazy out there. Now, Nintendo is, of course, taking steps to prevent these things from hitting online and to thwart these things with the Nintendo Switch hardware. But this new thing just looks pretty damn impressive. There's a Twitter user with the username @_Mizumi who showcased N64 and PS1 games running on the Nintendo Switch. They showed Kirby 64, which looked very smooth. It actually looked very impressive on the Nintendo Switch. And they actually showed Final Fantasy VII from the PS1 running on the Nintendo Switch as well. And honestly, that was kind of mind-blowing to me to see Final Fantasy VII running on the Nintendo Switch via emulation, via pretty much hacking the system. Pretty crazy stuff right there. It runs very smooth as well. It's definitely hit or miss with some different games. If you follow their Twitter page, you can see a whole bunch of different games running on there. They got JoJo's Bizarre Adventure, things like Paper Mario, 1000 Year Door doesn't run quite as well as Kirby 64. So it's definitely hit or miss, but obviously the Nintendo Switch is capable of doing things like this, and it's just fascinating to see these homebrew developments coming along so quickly and so fast and running so well. Rocket League is a huge game no matter what platform you play it on, the PS4, the Xbox One, the Switch, or Steam. But is Rocket League 2 going to be in development anytime soon? Rocket League has been out for quite a while now. They have added in a ton of additional content, but it doesn't look like there are really any plans for a Rocket League 2. Scott Rudy from Psyonix went on to say the following in a recent interview: "We want to keep this going. I don't know what I would do with Rocket League 2. I'd rather do more to expand the existing Rocket League. It's doing great. There's a lot ahead of it." And honestly, that sort of makes sense in some ways. A sequel would sort of split the fan base as far as people who own the original Rocket League versus Rocket League 2. Is there really a whole bunch of things you can do within this formula to really expand it? You know, one of the main things, of course, is adding in new courses and new arenas, and of course adding in new vehicles, which they do via DLC. So I don't really foresee what they would be able to do with a Rocket League 2 as far as that's concerned. I think it's a smart decision to keep building upon it. People are really interested in the DLC. They recently released some Jurassic World vehicles into the game. Very cool stuff. Rocket League's an awesome game, and I would like to see how long they could support this game for. Let's face it, when it comes to Japan, Xbox does absolutely horribly. The Xbox brand is an abysmal wasteland of nothingness when it comes to Japan. The Japanese audience is just not interested in this system or anything with Xbox branding on it. It looks like Phil Spencer is aware of this though and is trying to expand with the Xbox One 2 or Xbox Project Scarlet. Phil Spencer recently had stated that Microsoft has asked Japanese developers what kind of innovations they want to see in the industry that could be incorporated into their new system. Spencer himself had traveled to Japan to meet with various publishers and developers in the country and believes that he is successfully building a bond between them and Microsoft. But I think this is kind of weird because really what it boils down to is the market just does not care for the Xbox brand. When the Xbox 360 came out, they tried to tap into the Japanese market with games like Lost Odyssey and Blue Dragon, which just did not do very well. And since then, they've definitely gone for the more Western audience. You know, the Nintendo Switch is very popular in Japan, the PS4 is very popular in Japan, but there's a reason for that because that's what Japanese gamers sort of assimilate their main core games on. I think if you release the same games that release on the Switch and the PS4 or the PS5 in Japan on the Xbox brand, it's not going to do anything. And as far as technological innovations are concerned, I don't really see what the Xbox One 2 can do in order to tap into that Japanese market and bring in more Japanese gamers. Maybe I'm completely wrong in this though. Let me know what you think about the situation in the comment section down below. So if you pay attention to the stock market, which you only really do when it comes to video game companies, you would know that Nintendo stocks have been going down a little bit after E3 2018. It seems like people were disappointed with what Nintendo showed or didn't show when it came to the Nintendo Switch as far as games like Bayonetta 3 or Metroid Prime 4. Even myself, I was a bit disappointed with Nintendo's E3 presentation, but the way Nintendo works nowadays is you're gonna get more information during Nintendo Directs. I think everyone has pretty much understood that and knows that E3 just is not as important to Nintendo anymore as it has been in the past. But it seems like the Nintendo Switch didn't really suffer in terms of system sales after E3 2018, as it's being reported by GameStop Vice President of Merchandising Eric Bright that the Nintendo Switch sales doubled during E3 2018 week, and titles like Smash Bros. Ultimate are also very highly pre-ordered. So games like Smash Bros., games like Pokemon, Let's Go Pikachu and Let's Go Eevee, these are going to be big system sellers come this fall and holiday season. I don't think anyone can really argue that. Obviously, Pokemon and Smash Bros. Are big franchises. Nintendo themselves, ex-President Kimishima said that there will be more unannounced games releasing in 2018 for the Nintendo Switch, so it's really much ado about nothing. I kind of want to do a video on the whole stock thing. I don't know if I'm going to do it though. Let me know in the comment section down below if you want to see me talk about Nintendo stocks and why it really doesn't matter at the end of the day. And finally, you saw the thumbnail, you saw the title of the video, a Switch VR headset from a third-party company in Japan. What could possibly go wrong? Probably a lot of things. So first off, it's going to sort of give the image, it's a headset that you put on your eyes, and it's going to sort of give your eyes the image of playing on a 120-inch screen. Now the resolution of this product is 1280 by 800, so it pretty much runs at 800p. Along with the monitor, it also includes an adapter and HDMI cables. It's called the iMonitor. It will be available in Japan this September. But here's the kicker, the price of the thing. It costs 22,780 yen, which is about $217 in North America, in US money, which is absolutely crazy for an 800p 800p screen, because guess what? It's not going to look that good, especially when it's attached to your eyes like that, so close. I can't imagine this being anything really cool or really riveting. Like, yeah, it's cool to see a company try to do something different and pretty much try to bring some sort of VR or some sort of new technology into the Nintendo Switch, but I just can't imagine a 800p screen attached to your eyeballs. Is it going to be 800p per screen, or is it going to be 400p in each eye? Like, they don't even specify this. I think this sounds like an absolute disaster, and the high price of it is going to turn off so many people to it. If it was more reasonable in price, I would definitely check it out and review it on the channel, but as it stands now, I can't imagine this really doing anything interesting. But who knows? Maybe it could end up being really kick-ass, but I would not hold my breath on it. Alright, and that is going to do it for the Friday, June 6th edition of RGT News. Hope you guys enjoyed this episode. Be sure to look at the description box and the pinned comment down below to enter the Crash Insane Trilogy giveaway for the Nintendo Switch. A digital code will be going out on June 8th, Sunday at 10 p.m. Eastern to one lucky winner. Very easy to enter the contest. I hope you guys enter the contest. I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and I will catch you guys on the next video. Later.